You know, Sam, we love coffee.
Yes.
And we love dogs.
Yeah, see?
A Piper right there. Coffee makes us happy, so we wanted to find a way to make more dogs happy, hence the birth of Happy Dog Java. What's better than starting your day with a delicious cup of coffee? How about enjoying your coffee while knowing that each sip provided much needed food, supplies, and even adoption fees for a dog stuck in a shelter, hopeful of their forever home.
So every cup?
Yes. Proceeds from every purchase provide these things and help dogs find homes faster and live more comfortably until they find their home. We and so many dogs thank you for your purchase. Have a cup, save a pup.
Set it off in this mother woody. A woody. A woody. I set it off in this motherfucker. A woody. A woody. I set it off in this mother. What's up? A woody. A woody.
One. Hey, Five Fans, how's it going? It's Sam the Panda, and I am joined by my co-host Natasha.
Hello.
Taylor. Hello,
Happy
Natasha.
to be here.
Yes, I am too, and we're here to talk about campus chaos in Savannah, Georgia. Correct?
Exciting times. Yes.
Yes. Conflict 59.
Yes.
Okay.
Bringing chaos to 912.
The 912. Yes. And we have a special guest coming on today. He is part of the main event, and it's Taylor Moore. How's it going? Yay! It is nice to meet you, man. So what's the weather like up there in Michigan right now?
We actually have a good day for once. Last week or so has been nothing but storms. We had a tornado here a few days ago that ran through like probably 5 miles from us, like destroyed all the trees on the side of the freeway.
Oh, wow.
Luckily it missed us, but today it's 70 and sunny. So, I mean, you can't really complain about it. But, yeah, this hasn't been the normal weather.
Yeah, for us, we're in Charleston. So, yeah, we're used to the storms and all that stuff. We're actually in hurricane season for us. Oh. So we're used to, like, trees being everywhere and the ocean halfway, in our lawn and stuff like that. So, we're kind of used to that stuff.
Yeah, we've been hanging out in the 90s to 95 plus range as far as, like, temperature goes for the last couple of weeks. I mean, the 70, what I would give to feel 70 degrees.
Oh, I know, right? That'd be awesome.
One day it can be like this, and then like tomorrow it could be 95 for humid, and then the day after that it could be 55 and rainy. So it's all over the place.
Yeah. But, I mean, how are the winters there for you? Do you like the winters?
No, not necessarily.
We have a lot of Michigan transplants here. They visit a couple of times and like, I'm tired of shoveling snow.
So kind of introduce yourself to the conflict world here.
My name's Taylor Moore. I'm 11-7 as a pro. I went 16-1 as an amateur. I have experience on Dana White's Contender Series. I fought internationally in China.
Nice.
I fought all around the country. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty experienced, but I consider myself still a prospect, trying to make it to the UFC. I want to, get a couple wins against some top quality opponents and then get back on Contender Series or just get signed off a couple big wins.
Yeah, talking about like fighting a contender and stuff, like what goes through your mind when you're coming in, coming to, basically fighting a hometown guy in Georgia, and then he's undefeated, you know what I mean, and has a lot of hype behind him. Like, how does that hype you up or get you ready? You know what I mean, for a fight? Like,
I mean, it definitely hypes me up more knowing that he's 5-0 and he's a quality opponent. I've watched a couple of his fights. I really only watch people's like 2 most recent fights, but and he's good. He's got a good skill set, and I don't have anything bad to say about the guy. But I just think that my experience and how much work I've put into each aspect of the game will show. But I don't really try and take into account too much like hometown or undefeated or anything like that, because like you got to look at the people that he's fought and like how long he's been fighting, and like those are all things I take into consideration. I don't think he's necessarily fought anybody that's fought people that I fought, or he hasn't fought anybody of the same caliber that I am yet. But like, so I understand like this is a big test for him too, so I'm expecting him to show up fully prepared and ready for a good fight. But to me, I mean, I'm coming up on like almost 40 total fights now between and pro, kind of just becoming a fist fight to me. But so I try not to overthink it too much, because then you kind of psych yourself out a little bit. But I'm looking forward to it. I've never fought in Georgia. I heard that it's beautiful down there, so I'm excited. I'm excited to meet the the promotion and the new crowd and everybody that comes with it.
Yeah, man. So this be your first time come visiting the South?
I've driven through Georgia to get to Florida. Stuff vacation, but I've never like vacation to where I'm going necessarily, but I have spent the night in Atlanta.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, I'm familiar with like the weather, I guess, but I like it down there.
Yeah, Savannah's really cool too. It's like one of the first planned cities in the United States. So the whole layout people really like. If you're into history and architecture and all that good stuff, it's nice to get the sites in the area too.
Yeah, it'll be cool if we can stay there if we can get there like a day earlier, or it'll stay a day later. Like after.
Try some of the foods. You know what I mean? Yeah, foods and the Southern hospitality, as they say. You know what I mean? So come and check that out.
The food is a must. Like that's like you can't leave without trying it.
So, with your experience and stuff, have you always been with the team you're with, Scorpion Fighting System, or is this something that you like? So, are you like started with them and built your way up with them, or have you kind of like been around?
So I found my MMA gym through one of my friends. I wrestled pretty much all throughout school since I was a little kid, and then I finished wrestling, and I was like, I want to stay in something that's going to keep me active, keep me out of trouble, and because I was graduating and I was like, well, what am I going to do now? I had all this time. I was just kind of going to school, working part-time jobs. So I asked my buddy like where he was doing jiu-jitsu at, and he showed me. I was like a few miles down from my house, and he introduced me to James Gray, the owner, coach, and I went in, did some jiu-jitsu, and got choked a bunch of times, and was like, I was addicted to it then. I'm a very competitive person. So as soon as I was getting my ass whooped, I was like, all right, I need to figure out what's going on here. And I was addicted to it ever since. But yeah, I've been with James ever since I was a young kid. I mean, I was 17 when I met him, and I'm still there now, and I plan to finish my whole career there.
Sweet, man, that's awesome. Yeah, so you've been there since the beginning. I mean, what it's been like to the team that like you are building, because y'all, so watching from afar, you can see like the talent that you have in the gym. So it's really neat to see like what has that experience been like building that team and getting that family built up.
It's really crazy because when I first joined the gym, it was like a month after James, because he was literally training people out of his basement, like at his house. And he just moved into this building like right after I came there. And then I got to see like how much the gym progressed like over the time. We maybe had like 8 members together. And I mean, we have an army of people now, whether it's like, people doing like the punches and crunches class, just trying to stay in shape, or pro fighters, amateur fighters, just jiu-jitsu people. Like we have so many different people there with so many different goals, and everybody just pushing each other. So we just have a really good environment around us overall.
Sweet. You got anything else?
No, not yet.
Not yet. That's cool. So, what are some of the things you like to get into outside of like punching people in the face?
Well, I do have a 2-year-old.
Okay.
She keeps me very busy. We Sundays we have swim for her, so we try to take her to do as much stuff as we can. I mean, because I work full time as well, so
Okay.
I get home from work, I have an hour or two, and then I go straight to practice, and then I get home. It's like 20 minutes before she's going to bed. So, I try and spend as much time with her as possible. But I like to hang out with my friends. We have almost every Saturday, me and my group of friends together, we watch the fights. It's like a thing we do religiously. We watch the UFC fights, and most of my life pretty much revolves around like MMA. But other than that, if I'm not doing anything with having to do with MMA, it's either work or spending time with my daughter or my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of fights, like how do you feel about the Korean Zombie, like retiring and what I mean, and move, like it's seeing like these these I wouldn't say old school, but like the OGs like starting to retire and
because I mean I've been watching MMA as long as I wanted to do it. Even before I was doing MMA, I was watching UFC. So all the guys that I grew up fighting are like Aldo is my favorite fighter of all time.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Like all those guys are so good, and I've been watching them forever. And it's like I remember when like Chuck and Tito and all them were retiring. All right, well those guys are old.
Yeah.
But now the generation that I watch that I don't consider old because I'm only a few years younger than them.
Yeah.
Starting to retire, and it's like it's saddening to me, but there's a lot of good up and comers, and the Koreans. I mean, Max Holloway is one of my favorite fighters of all time, and I kind of saw that fight playing out the way it did.
Yeah.
But I've loved watching the Korean Zombie fight like over his career, and my favorite thing. I don't know if you watched it, but like when he retired and they played his walkout song, walking out in the crowd, that was chills.
Yeah, man. They like those guys deserve that kind of exit from the sport. You know what I mean? That put in so much into it and stuff. But at the same time, the roster, it's an extra spot in the roster and makes more room for people like you that are trying to make it to that next level, right? So
I know it's like my last fight, I got injured during the fight, and like that was against like a 6-1 or 7-1 guy from Florida. Another top prospect, and I was dominating that fight.
Yeah.
And, I injured myself mid-fight, lost the fight due to injury, and then the next fight he got on Contender Series. So like it kind of seemed to me like the winner of that was gonna keep falling like a little bit short due to like either close decisions, giving up bad positions, or like that injury. But I'm trying not to think about anything like that, focusing on the future, and trying to make another good run at getting there.
And it's like you are at that level now where like the littlest mistake, the little being in bad position or over pursuing or not having bad timing or whatever, it just that little bit can cost you that contract, right? You know what I mean? So
it's only tough fights. Like I've been given any opportunity. Like I know a lot of people like build their records, and I haven't been given that opportunity since like the beginning of my pro career. Like since I started taking the tough fights, it's kind of like that's just what I constantly get offered. Like I fought the 7-1 guy, and then I fought like a 11-1 guy in Nebraska the fight before that, and then I was fighting in China, and so it's always like tough fights, and I just feel like that's something that like when all said and done that I will take pride in. I didn't take like an easy route to get anywhere, because I feel like personally, if I'm trying to get to the UFC, these are the guys I have to beat to get there. Otherwise, when I get there, I'm not going to last anyways. So, before I was all like, I just want to try and get there as quick as possible. Now I'm like, well, to get there, I have to be able to beat these guys, and being like 2-5 or 1-5 guys isn't going to do anything for me or prepare me to that level. It might give me a win, but like what they're gonna be looking at is if I can beat this undefeated guy, you know, in his hometown and bring home another belt. Because I have 2 belts already. If I can bring home another pro belt, you know, get maybe 1 or 2 more good wins, quality wins, I feel like I should get another opportunity.
Yeah, good opportunity. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's exciting for you, man. Too. So like you're like at the cusp, you know what I mean, of getting there. So that's really
also,
cool.
I'm also someone that like I stay in the gym, so like when I'm in fight camp, you know, I'm in 5 days a week. You know, I'm going balls to the wall. But like even when I'm out of fight camp, I'm still in 4 days a week. I'm still, you know, working out. I'm still in shape that way. When I fight camp, it's just like little fine tuning, you know, to get me, you know, where I want to be. So I got a whole nother over a month to prepare, and I'm already in shape. And like just on one of the last UFC card, I think it was this last weekend. Guys dropped off, and the Batista guy needed an opponent. And I hit up my manager and was like, "Reach out, I'll take it." Like that, I will take a late notice fight if it makes sense.
Yeah,
so, you know, I'm always looking for opportunities like that. You know, to get me to that level, but you know, at the same time, I'm willing to take the hard route to get there.
Yeah. So, but Taylor, man, I do appreciate you taking the time out, you know, your weekend and time away from your 2-year-old, and and spending some time with me and Tasha. You know, good luck to you. Keep training hard, and I will see you in October. And the rest of your team that's coming. So,
are you there at the show?
Yeah. I would do. She does the interviews. It's like she'll do like post-fight interviews, and then I do a lot of the videography, so you'll see me running around the camera and all this other stuff. So,
sweet.
So yeah, we'll definitely see you out there, man. So I'm excited. I'm glad you're coming down, and I'll see you at the weigh-ins, definitely.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you guys in a little while.
All right, man. Good. Later.
All right, take care.
All right, so if you want to see Taylor do some boom, boom, bing, bang, 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 right?
Sure.
Where can they go? Where can they go to get tickets?
They can go to conflictmma.com. There should be a ticker running across the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
If you can't make it to the 912 during that weekend, we hope that you can. But if you can't, for whatever reason, make it to the beautiful Savannah area to watch this fight, guess what? We have pay-per-view.
Yes.
So you can actually purchase that as well. And Sam will tell you where to go to find that.
Yes. Actually, it's Combat Labs.
combatlabs.tv/conflict.
Yes. And then you get that. Then you can purchase it early now and get $5 off.
Yes.
But if you put in the comments in there too, you can put Taylor's name in there if you're out there in Michigan, and he will get credit for that pay-per-view buy. And then if the team and whoever that's coming out from Michigan. But
yes,
thanks.
Look out for your favorite fighter.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks, Natasha.
Thanks you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Because you give that time.
You give it like time to end.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't look around too much on the side. No. You like